What's up, Lego-holics? JarX1 here, and welcome to a very, very different setup. So, I'm at my college currently, and we are doing a video for everything that's going on. This is the end of the semester, and it's going to go great, and I had to think of something to do for what's going on. So for this medium podcasting or medium broadcasting class, I decided to go ahead and do Lego and YouTube as my main subject or topic for this class. So we did blogging, we did a podcast, we did all this kind of stuff, guys. It was very, very enjoyable, but now it's coming to our final project to where I am now going to be doing a video for you guys on whatever's inside of here. So what I decided to go ahead and do, because there was a lot of ideas I had, I was actually going to go ahead and try to do a set review for one of the 20th anniversary Lego Star Wars sets, but I decided not to do that. I was going to do a mini mock to have placed here and go over with you guys, but since it's kind of like in this kind of atmosphere, I'm going to go over something that's, since this is a special background, special setup, special everything, I'm going to go ahead and go over with you guys my very first custom. Just because I was looking through all of my videos on my channel, and I saw and I remembered that whenever I went over all of my customs when I was a lot younger, the video had no sound because my video camera goofed. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up and get started. So the story of my very first custom is this. It is a little hover tank, hover carrier, and it was created from, now this is the second version of it, but the first version was smaller than this, and it was created from the old Rebel, one of the old Rebel battle packs. It was the Escort battle pack, I believe. The Rebel Escort battle pack, again with these guys right here, these Rebel soldiers with the helmets, and it came from the build of that set, along with the old Anakin's Jedi Starfighter from when the Clone Wars first got popular, the Clone Wars TV series. So I'm just getting all this stuff put together on here, and whenever I was originally going in and building all of this, I had a thought that because it was just these guys and like there was going on a bunch of adventures, you know, capturing Anakin, working together, going up against other toys I had when I was younger, everything like that, I wanted to incorporate this, update it, and use it for some other means. And one of the things I really do like about this is just its dust everywhere. But it just, I look back at this on my shelf and I get to see what I started with when it came to building, and I cannot sit here and talk for other Lego collectors if anyone still has their first Lego custom. And this is, I mean, it's a very simple custom. I plan on even upgrading this again in the future, making it better, really dusting it because it's bad right now. But through the story of this custom, it changed from being about the Rebels and with Anakin and R2, because it was made from the battle pack and Anakin's Jedi Starfighter, the pieces that were left over anyways, and I incorporated it to be about Mandalorians, because this was getting around into the 2011 phase where Mandalorians were becoming very popular. And we had the battle pack from 2011, great battle pack, and I just loved it a lot. And all these Mandalorians became the owners of this hover vehicle here. And I do have 2 liters here. I got pre-Vizsla from 2012, and also a maul that I replaced the legs of, just to give them more detail. And one of the really cool things about all of this is the fact that this vehicle adapted to so many different ideas and just stories that I remember from being younger, from when first building this until now, even while it's on the shelf. And even though it really has not it's really not even, it hasn't had its place in a mock, like a true place in a mock yet, it does serve its purpose very, very well. And it's just really cool to look upon. Like, I have 2 little mounted guns on the back here, the cockpit area, the top turret area. I even have flick fire missiles on this, and then just other detailing and stuff like that. It just helped get put into this so well. And the really cool thing is, I remember for my graduation party, when I graduated from high school, I brought this out and had it on the table, like with memorabilia and stuff. I had this with a bunch of my custom minifigures. And, you know, this thing went from being about the Rebels to being about just a Mandalorian conquest, Mandalorian story, just something cool. And, you know, again, I really do think it's very important to show that where we all start as Lego collectors, Lego builders, where it does all start. And we look back on these things, and it's just a lot of fun to go back and see where we can improve in the future. But I'm just assembling these guys around on the hovercraft for right now. It really reminds me of the old Lego times on YouTube. Like, I'm talking like 5+ years ago, where armies were a thing, where customs were a huge thing and really desired by a lot of people, and everyone did it. And now in these days, it seems like that is one of the last things that people do anymore. And I feel like when this stuff does happen, customs and everything, people are excited for it, like, you know, it's cool and all, but then it becomes over the top. It becomes whose mock is more detailed, whose is bigger, whose is taller, whose is whatever, when we get away from the fact that it's all about building each other up for everyone's Lego creations. You know, back in the old times of Lego Boy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, before he became Solid Brick Studios, or even just David from Solid Brick Studios. You know, I remember the armies, like, he was known for all of that. And this is where it has a lot of memories, because this was built around the time when all of that was popular. Anyways, I know this was more of a rant, but, you know, I'll even incorporate our little Rebel guys into this. And this was the very first custom. This is the second version of it. And with both stories, you know, first starting off with the first minifigures I had of the Rebels, and then being overtaken by Mandalorians, it's really cool. There's a lot of sentimental value to me, and probably to me only. Again, it's one of those things where I guess one of the big questions is, for those of you who are watching, how many of you still have your very first custom ever? Whether it's a minifigure, whether it's a weapon, whether it was a vehicle, like your first legitimate custom that you tried making and having detailing with, and just having fun doing. Like, do any of you still have this? Because I do, and I plan on even upgrading even more, and maybe even making more of these in the future. That'll be really cool. But anyways, again, this is for a project, and it was a lot of fun. It's an odd project. Making this was an odd build, but I'm loving it. Anyways, guys, so hope you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and again, do you still have your first custom? That's what I want to know. Anyways, Legoholics, have an awesome, God bless day.